today I'm going to be doing some pine cone micarta. That's what I'm calling it, micarta anyways. It might not actually be micarta, but it's pine. I'm going to make pine cone handle scales. Now, what I'm going to need to start off with, the only color I had was blue. I'm going to start off with 4 cups. I'm going to pour equal amounts of epoxy in each one of these cups. And this is the marine epoxy. It says it's marine and it dries clear. But I want the same amount in both of these. And then I'm going to mix them together in the 3rd cup. Then after I get done doing that, I'm going to pour them into the 4th cup and mix them a little bit more and then add the color. Now, as you can see, I've got both of those at equal amounts. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pour both of those into 1 cup and start mixing it up. I'm using 2 skewer sticks you can get at the grocery store. The reason I'm using them is because I know that they're clean and they don't have no dust or anything on them. Now, I'm going to add a little color to it. And I don't know what color this is. It looks red. It says it's carmine. But I'm going to add that color to it. Don't take but just a few drops. We'll mix it up and see what it looks like. See if I had to add any more to it. I'm going to add just a few more drops. Now, I see it's not getting all the way to the bottom. Add just a couple more. See if I can get that work to the bottom. Now, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put my pine cone in this mold that I made. Now, I made this out of what they call the HDP board, high density polyethylene board. Now, let me talk about that for a second. I went looking to see how much polyethylene, high density polyethylene board was. And it was more expensive than I wanted to pay for it. So, I looked up chopping board for chopping up your vegetables and whatnot. Turns out, the chopping board for cutting vegetables is made of high density polyethylene, HDP board. And it's about 1/3 of the cost. What I was looking at was about, well, okay, it's even less than 1/3. What I was looking at was about $30 for the HDP board. And it wasn't really, I don't really think it was enough to even make a box this big. I found a 18-inch by 24-inch by 3/4 chopping board, which is still HDP board, for $6. And I can make 2 or 3 of these out of that. So, now I'm going to put my pine cone down in there. Got my pine cone in there. Give this another little mixing. And now I'm going to just fill this up. Now, the reason using this HDP board, high density polyethylene, is because the epoxy isn't supposed to stick to it. Now I'm going to take me some tape, wrap that around that. Let's keep that pine cone from floating out of there. So now I've got that in there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the pressure pot. Now you see all them little bubbles. That's why I'm going to put it in the pressure pot. That pressure pot is going to help take them air bubbles out. Well, it don't really take them out. It just compresses them together to where you can't hardly see them. Now I've got that sitting in the pressure pot. Now I've got a little board down there under it in case any was to come over the sides. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to get the lid screwed on it, and then start filling it up with air. Now this is a paint pressure pot that I bought. I converted it over to a pressure pot. And the only thing I had to do when I bought this was put a cap on right here and a cap on it right here. So now I'm just going to hook the air to it. Now my pressure pot, the pop-off valve here, supposed to let me go up 50 pounds, but it's only letting me go to 40 before it pops off. So that's what I'm going to do this one at, is about 40 pounds of pressure, and I'm going to let the air come into it slowly. I don't want to send it in there too fast. Okay, so I've got that up to pressure. And I'm going to let it sit there for a couple of hours. And then I'm not going to let it sit there for a day, overnight. I'm just going to let it sit for a couple of hours. Because after a couple of hours, it's already hard enough that the air ain't going to push no more bubbles out of it anyways. So, really no sense of leaving it sitting overnight. Whenever, after a couple of hours, it's not doing anything anymore anyways. So I left it in there for about 5 hours, I'd say. I think about 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours. That's what it looks like right now. Now I'll let that sit for probably another day, 2 days, to make sure it's fully hardened. But you can see where it pushed the air bubbles. It did push them up towards the top. So there's a couple still down inside there, but I think for the most part it's going to look pretty good, and turns out I like that cutter.